I honestly don't know what to update you guys on. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I have filmed a video. I've been really busy, and this video is just gonna be, I guess, explaining why I've been slacking and have not been doing the things that I enjoy. Yeah, so I am currently going to be driving to my school library just because I have a lot of homework to do over this weekend. It's supposed to be a long weekend. It's supposed to be relaxing, but instead I have to do a ton of homework. So you guys are just gonna join me along the ride as I explain what's been going on, because for some reason, for whatever reason, my thought process is a lot better when I'm driving. So we're gonna multitask and do that. Enjoy. So I guess where I'm going to start is I got a new job. I don't know if I ever mentioned that in a previous video, but I did end up getting a new job over this summer. I really had to get out of my old job. It was just not working for me. And I was just not happy there. I was feeling very stressed out. It was a retail job, so I'm sure all you people that have worked retail can relate. But I guess like the point where I realized like I just needed to quit, I was having a lot of thoughts of like, why am I even working here when this is not going to benefit me in any way in like my future, because I'm studying to become a teacher. So retail, teaching, like really the only positive side I could see from working in retail was like dealing with very impatient people, which I think will hopefully have prepared me for when I have to deal with like crazy parents. But other than that, folding clothes properly is not going to help me in teaching in any way. So I left that job and I ended up finding a job at like a group home that caters for young adults. And so that was like game changer. Like I love this job so much. I feel like a lot of people, when they hear me say that, they're kind of like, are you okay? Because it's hard for people to care for other people in like a daily living kind of way. You get what I'm saying? So I think people just find it hard to accept that. Like they're like, oh, you have to like change them, you have to do this, like you have to shower them, like isn't that gross, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know, it doesn't really bother me. It never really has. I was a nanny before. I've seen it all. So yeah, I just kind of brushed the comments aside and I ended up getting the job and I absolutely love it. And I can definitely see myself working there, or at least working in that type of setting as I'm teaching, because I enjoy it that much. So yeah, and it also motivated me and kind of encouraged me to want to try and pursue a special education minor. I had never really thought about it, just because when people like in the education department talked about the special ed minor and things like that, and like mentioning it to like my family and things like that, like everyone was kind of just like, oh yeah, that's neat, but like it never went further than that's neat. And because I didn't have any experience working with children or teens that had special needs, it just like I just didn't really like think about it as much. But I think being in this job really opened my eyes to like the possibility of like maybe eventually taking the minor and adding that onto my tool belt type of thing. But yeah, so that all happened just because I got a new job. And then I started going back to school in September. So it has been, I'm like 2 months in and it's like November and I have 4 weeks left of school. And it is like, the pressure is on right now. Just because it is my last semester for my Bachelor of Arts, and it's been really, really, really tough for me to like navigate through all of it, just because like there have been moments throughout the semester that have not been very easy for me. Like I have specific people that have been making it very challenging for me to kind of want to be in school. Honestly, there was a moment last month where I literally had thoughts of dropping out, which is really sad because it is my last semester. So you would think, why would you drop out in your last semester when you could just like finish the semester and then like have your degree and then just take a break, you know? Like, it was just so stupid, that like that mentality that I had. It was so stupid, but at the same time, like, it was real and it was what I was feeling. And I think going through that whole process really helped me realize my strengths and my weaknesses. I think wow, like I really learned a lot about myself and about my own mental health through this experience. And I think for the most part, like even through high school and for a lot of my like post-secondary education, I always took moments that happened and I would kind of just like internalize it. I would just keep it within, but then at the same time I would be very rude to everyone around me, and like they'd be so confused because they don't know what's going on, and I wouldn't want to talk about it to anyone. I'd be like crying myself to sleep most nights, and like there'd be like I would just be in like a very, 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 very tough spot like mentally, and I didn't tell anyone about it. Whereas this semester, like I really try to push myself to like talk to people about what I was dealing with, and like being honest with people around me and telling them, you know what, I'm not having a good day. And I have my fiance to thank for that, because obviously being in a relationship, like it, or like not being in a relationship, but being in a more serious relationship, communication is like super, 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 super important. Just being in any relationship, communication is important. But when you're about to like marry someone, I feel like it's even more important, because if you can't communicate with one another in the beginning, then how are you going to communicate within your marriage, you know? So yeah, so my fiance was really like there was just one moment where he was just like, you know what, like, how am I supposed to help you if you're not telling me what's wrong? And he was right. Like, obviously in the moment, because I was like so down, it was really hurtful, but like afterwards I was like, you know what, you're right. And I ended up telling him like everything that was going on, and like from that moment I was able to like fully just like express myself and tell him, like, you know what, this is what I need right now. Like, I just need you to be there with me, or I just need you to, like, it was a whole moment. And to this day, like, I still remember exactly how my feelings were, and like everything. Like, I think it was the first time where I was like fully, completely open, and it was just so like liberating. I feel like it sucks because it was I felt really bad, but we were about to story time. We were about to have dinner together at like an Italian restaurant, and I'm pretty sure we were like celebrating like like the date was like one of our anniversaries, so we just, you know, we were like, whatever, let's go have dinner, like let's celebrate together, even though he knew I was down and I knew I was down. Like, I was like, let's just go have dinner, and like it'll be fine, like it'll blow over type of thing. It did not blow over. I was still feeling like crap, and we were sitting in the car, and he parked, and like we were right, like the spot that he got, it literally could have been a handicap parking spot, but it just was not like marked, because there were other ones right next to us, but it was right next to the doors. So we're like sitting in his car, and like people are walking past us, and like I'm just bawling my eyes out and like expressing myself completely, and like just telling him like, I need you to like say things back to me, I need you to like do this and this and that, like this is what I need, and blah blah blah. And like it was really harsh, and I know through like saying everything I had to say, like there were some things that I did say that were like hurtful, and he did end up telling me like they were hurtful in that moment, and I'm really glad he did. I'm glad he didn't like keep it in, or I'm glad he didn't wait to tell me afterwards. Like I'm glad he did it in that moment, because I was able to like, you know, just stop being so like selfish and needy and just think about like, okay, what am I actually saying, and is what I'm saying actually going to help us, or is it going to like ruin us, type of thing. So yeah, it was a really, really wholesome moment, honestly. Like, and since that day, I have been able to just tell him like, hey, I'm coming over and I'm not doing good. So I'm super grateful that, you know what, now I know I have someone in my life that understands my needs and that can help me, because lately I've been feeling like, yes, I'm overwhelmed, yes, I'm stressed, but I'm not in any way like jeopardizing, if that's even the right word to use, like jeopardizing my mental health. So yeah, that's what's been going on with school. It's been very overwhelming, and I've been needing a lot of support and help just to finish the semester, because yes, it is my last one, and it technically should be very easy, but it's not, and I'm taking like 7 or 8 courses. So yeah, stupid move, but it is what it is, and I'm trying to get it done because I'm sick of being in school now. And yeah, and it's possible that I may be finishing the rest of my Bachelor of Education at a completely different school, just because I don't know, I think I just want out, and I just want something new, and it doesn't hurt that tuition is a lot cheaper. So we'll see what ends up happening there. I'll update you guys whenever I figure that out. But that's basically what I'm having to deal with now, is like finishing this semester, but also trying to figure out what I'm going to do after. Like, am I going to go to a different school? Am I going to stick to the school? Like, I'm going to have to book so many meetings and talk to so many people just to see whether I can actually afford staying at my school or not. But that's life. Then besides that, I guess wedding planning. I haven't done any wedding planning. I have been so focused and like struggling so much with balancing school that I haven't been able to balance, or I haven't been able to like put wedding planning into the whole mix. It's very overwhelming. I don't know how people do it on their own. I'm not the type of person that can plan events like this. And I feel sorry for my future kids that are going to want big parties and things like that, because I can't do it. It overwhelms me, and I can't, like, my mind just can't process that there's little details that I have to think about and things like that. Like, it's too much. So, I think as long as I finish my homework today, or today and tomorrow, I think I can use probably Monday, which is another day off for me, to, like, sit down with my sister, which is my maid of honor, and my mother, and just kind of like get a few things off of the list, just to kind of like make me feel like I did some wedding planning. Pretty much all that's been going on in my life. To summarize, I got a new job, I started school, been super overwhelming, and I learned a lot about my mental health and how to deal with it. I've built a stronger relationship with the people around me, and I haven't done any wedding planning. So I hope you're all able to enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, to comment on this video, and if you're new here, please subscribe. Adiositos!